Sports Central tonight. Gearing up. Sri Lanka's women's cricket team gears up for the ICC Women's World Cup 2025 in India and Sri Lanka, stating it is an honour to play in front of their home crowd and enjoy the advantage of the familiar atmosphere. Gathering points. Bangladesh kicks off the Asia Cup campaign and start gathering the points after beating Hong Kong in a battling encounter.
Game over. Bangladesh up and running with a win in their first match against Hong Kong, China. A very professional performance, you'd have to say.
Looking to crush. The All Blacks state that they will look to end South Africa's Rugby Championship title defence in a crunch match in Wellington, where both sides will have to put their faith in a raw talent to thrive under pressure.
Certainly the playing group, if anything, feels more on edge knowing that the Boks are going to respond to the Eden Park test last week. It's going to be a great occasion again tomorrow night. And
yeah, I think a lot of emotions obviously throughout the week, knowing that we could have done something special at Eden Park last week when we didn't. So yeah, I think the boys are obviously, as I said, we had a very good preparation week. And
closing soon. The leaders of the Ocean Race Europe fleet are approaching halfway through the fifth and final leg to Bukabe, Montenegro, showing signs of a close and tight contest.
From Studio 24C, this is Sports Central. And now, here's Renut Varnasurya.
Hello and welcome to our final bulletin of this week on Other Derana Sports Central, where we have a rounded up rundown for you today, and we start things off with some Sri Lanka cricket updates. The Sri Lankan cricket team has appointed Tim Boone, of the former head coach of the Lancashire County Cricket Club, as the high performance development consultant focusing on women's cricket. Well, according to the SLC statement, Boone has been engaged for a 4-month period during which he will work closely with the national women's team in preparation for the Women's World Cup starting on the 30th of September. Following the World Cup, he will extend his expertise to the national Under-19s girl team and the Women's A team and also the Under-19s men's team, focusing on the ICC Under-19s Men's Cricket World Cup coming up in 2026. His role will involve designing and delivering high-performance training programs, conducting technical and tactical sessions and carrying out performance evaluations. Boone's consultancy will be conducted in 2 phases, with the first term starting on the 30th of August and leading up to the 5th November this year. And the second term will be starting on the 10th of January and ending on the 9th of March next year. He brings with him a wealth of experience, having previously coached the England Under-19 team and served in various development roles. Earlier this year, Boone also worked with both Sri Lanka nationals women's and men's squads, conducting technical and tactical sessions aimed at improving batting approaches and individual performances. Meanwhile, the Sri Lanka women's cricket team led by Chamari Atapattu is set to take on India in the opening clash of the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup, which will kick off on the 30th of September at Guwahati. Well, with the preparations underway, Sri Lanka's top order batter Harshita Samaravikrama stated that after domestic tournaments, special practice sessions are underway with the team aiming to give the good contest in the edition of the World Cup. She stated that she is privileged to receive the opportunity for the second time to play in the 50-over World Cup, and that after the recently concluded domestic league, the team is now gearing up for the biggest event in the international cricketing calendar. She further added that the SLC officials have provided the team with special night practices and other facilities aiming at enhancing their preparations for the World Cup. With day and night matches expected in the tournament, Harshita stated that the team does have experience in it and that the practices are very well targeted on both day and night formats. It is the initial time that Sri Lanka is hosting a Women's World Cup, and Samaravikrama mentioned that it's an honour to play in front of the home crowd and the home conditions would always be a favourable factor in terms of their performance.
තරග හොඳින් ක්‍රීඩා කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. පුහුණු තරග කිහිපයකටම අපිට සෙල්ලම් ගන්න තියෙනවා.
Moreover, she stated that there are warm-up matches and practice matches coming up, and the team is preparing well to face it mentally and physically to give their best. Earlier this week, SLC named an experienced squad of 15 women with Chamari Atapattu as the captain. The tournament will be played in India and Sri Lanka from the 30th of this month to the 2nd of November. The 53rd edition of the Mercantile Rugby tournament kicked off today at the CR and FC grounds in Colombo, bringing together some of the finest corporate rugby talent in the country.
Organised by the Mercantile Rugby Association, the tournament has grown into one of the most anticipated events in the local rugby calendar. This year's competition will span 2 days with matches scheduled for today and tomorrow. A total of 20 men's teams and 2 women's teams are competing for top honours, battling it out across 4 categories: Cup, Plate, Bowl and Shield. Marking a significant milestone, the organisers revealed that overseas referees have been brought in to officiate the games for the very first time, a move aimed at raising the standard and professionalism of the tournament. The presence of women's teams adds further diversity to the competition, highlighting the growing participation of female athletes in rugby. Their inclusion is seen as an encouraging step towards promoting the sport across all sectors and inspiring future talent. With a rich history dating back over 5 decades, the Mercantile Rugby Tournament continues to showcase the passion and sporting spirit of Sri Lanka's corporate sector. Beyond competition, the tournament also serves as a platform for camaraderie, networking and building lasting bonds among companies through sport.
The 84th Police Sports Festival officially commenced today at the Police Field Force headquarters in Bambalapitiya, marking the start of 3 days of sporting action.
This year's festival has drawn the participation of more than 1,000 male and female athletes representing 68 police divisions across the country, underscoring the scale and spirit of the event. Inspector General of Police Priyantha Veerasurya graced the opening ceremony, where he lit the Olympic torch before declaring the festival open by hoisting the flag and delivering the sports pledge. Kicking off the competitions, the men's marathon set off from Maharagama Nawinna, while the women's race began in Nugegoda, with both categories concluding at the police sports grounds. Over the next 3 days, athletes will compete across a wide range of events, including crowd favourites such as the men's and women's tug of war, promising an atmosphere of camaraderie and spirited rivalry.
Moving to hockey now, the Colombo Hockey Association marked a significant milestone this year by celebrating its 70th anniversary with a special hockey tournament. The event was held in the AstroTurfs in Colombo and drew much attention from the local sporting community.
The tournament provided a platform for both experienced and emerging players to showcase their skills, while also highlighting the long-standing contribution of the Colombo Hockey Association to the sport in Sri Lanka. In the men's final, the all-boys hockey team of Nalanda College faced off against the BRC hockey team. Both sides displayed determination and skill, keeping the crew engaged in what turned out to be a hard-fought contest. After a closely contested battle, the BRC team managed to secure victory. With 2 decisive goals, they claimed the championship title, adding another proud achievement to their history in the sport. Following the conclusion of the final, an award ceremony was held to recognize the winning teams, and the ceremony reflected the celebratory spirit of the tournament and honored the efforts of all participants. Minister of Sports Sunil Kumar Gamage attended as the chief guest and presented the championship trophies. His presence underscored the importance of the event and the role hockey continues to play in the country's sporting landscape.
Well, we are heading into a quick commercial break. Don't go far, there's plenty more action coming your way on Other Derana Sports Central. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Other Derana Sports Central. Let's get you the latest updates from the 2025 Asia Cup now. Bangladesh collected the points they came for, but not without a proper working against Hong Kong in their Asia Cup opening campaign in Abu Dhabi. Hong Kong started slowly with a combination of early wickets and a sluggish start for Sishan and Nisakat, keeping Bangladesh in control of the proceedings. But as Sishan and Nisakat partnership grew, so did their range of strokes, and their 41-run stand for the third wicket ensured their batting didn't collapse like their first game.
Beautifully played in the end. You would have thought maybe one bounce over the boundary, that's gone all the way. Another good looking shot. He's found the gap as well. Suddenly, he's got 10 of 3 balls. He's found the gap again. Maybe not intentionally, but he'll be disappointed. Again, he might just find the gap here. And he does.
Murtaza looked briefly like the man who could change the momentum as he blazed to a 19-ball 28, but he was run out after miscommunication with Nisakat. Since the start of 2023, this was their 47th run-out in T20Is, and after Murtaza's dismissal, Hong Kong couldn't bring out too many big hits.
Necessary from Murtaza. He expected his partner to just run. Even when the ball was going straight to hand. I don't think it's the striker's fault. But this is really gifting your wicket away to the opposition.
Tansim Hassan Saqib set the tone bowling in the early 140 km per hour range. He produced a late swinging delivery that snuck past Babar Hat's defensive push and hit the stumps before dismissing Sishan with a rising ball that caught the splice and looped to cover.
Fielder running back. And that's a damn good catch. There was a fielder running towards the ball from long gone.
Mustafizur Rahman was tough to put away at the death, and Rishad's brave bowling meant there was a carousel of incoming new batters. Still, they scored 54 of the last 6 overs to post a respectable total of 143 for the loss of 7 wickets.
Directed now. Bails out, so a single is allowed. And after 20 overs, Hong Kong, China have reached 143 for 7.
Bangladesh chase began with a glimpse of their new hitting intent. Parvez Hossain Emon raced to 19 of 13 before miscuing a slower delivery from Ayush Shukla to deep mid-wicket in the 3rd over.
Heaved one-handed high, chance for deep mid-wicket, doesn't have to move. Comfortably pouched.
Tanzin Hassan then felt in the 6th over when he edged Atiq Iqbal with the Nisakat completing a sharp catch while running back from mid-off.
Taken! Brilliant! Nazakat with the catch. Hong Kong, China turning it on in the field.
From there, Lithik and Hirdu is settled into accumulation. They failed to clear the boundary against spin and medium pace from overs 8 to 12, yet the urgency between the wickets meant the asking rate never touched 8 an over.
Beautiful shot, quality shot. Lytton Das with an extra cover drive.
Greet it with a reverse sweep. That's where the space is. Great connection as well from Lytton Das. Bit of innovation and clever as well. He saw where the space was.
Bangladesh win was the first T20I victory in Abu Dhabi. Hong Kong remain winless in the Asia Cup matches so far.
Bangladesh up and running with a win in their first match against Hong Kong, China. A very professional performance, you'd have to say. Restricted their opponents with the ball and then got to their target at a canter in the end. St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots kept their playoffs hopes alive by pulling off a narrow one-run victory over Barbados Royals, who have now been knocked out of the CPL 2025 race. Now, Captain Jason Holder played a starring role, not only anchoring Patriots innings with an unbeaten 50, but also delivering a match-winning final over with the ball in which he defended 13 runs. While there were handy contributions from several players, Holder's all-round performance was the key to Patriots' success. His 53 not-out guided them 150 for 7, with Patriots recovering from 62 for 4 at the end of 10 overs.
Catch taken. This season in the CPL. That's close. That's very close. And the finger goes up, so... Well done. Chris Green comes up trumps with this delivery that finishes on the stumps.
This was after Mohammad Rizwan's 39 of 36, which helped Patriots get off to a modest start. Hold along with Naveen Badaisi accelerated in the latter stages as the pair added 74 runs off 46 balls for the 6th wicket, including 34 runs off the last 3 overs.
Goes again. Don't worry about catching that.
Talking of execution, here's a fat one. A maximum. And they get it, do they? Is it? It's a kaboom, baby. Oh, yes! Sailing away. Speaking of Mr. Sobers, it goes into the Gary Sobers pavilion. The skipper gets to a half century in style.
Earlier, Royals had made a strong start with opener Brandon King laying a good foundation for the chase. They raced 44 for 1 by the end of the power play. However, middle overs proved costly as the top order struggled to accelerate. Patriots bowlers capitalized with Waqar Salam Keel striking first with the wicket of King and Nasim Shah removing Karim Alaini in the 8th over. Quinton de Kock was caught and bowled by Badaisi in the following over, and despite a drop catch from Rizwan, Royals' chase started to lose momentum. Vander Dassen fought valiantly, keeping Royals in the hunt with a quick-fire 37 off 27 bowls. Holder's leadership was also evident in the bowling attack, where he claimed 2 crucial wickets in the death. His most dramatic contribution came in the final over, with Royals needing 14 runs to win. Rassie van der Dussen started the over with a 6 over long on to bring the equation down to 8 off 5. Holder kept his composure and, with the equation down to 2 needed from the last ball, bowled a perfect yorker to trap Daniel Sam's LBW, sealing a thrilling victory for Patriots.
From Barbados, against Barbados, Jason Holder has kept the Patriots alive. The St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, again, they defended 149 against Guyana.
Moving to the Rugby Championship now, the All Blacks stated that they will look to end South Africa's Rugby Championship title defence in a crunch match in Wellington, where both sides have put their faith in raw talent to thrive under pressure. Meanwhile, Australia and Argentina are also gearing up for ahead of their sold-out Rugby Championship Test match.
After seeing off the Springboks 24-17 at Eden Park, Scott Robertson's All Blacks lead the table on 10 points and can put the third-place visitors out of contention with 2 rounds to spare. Robertson's tactics and selections have not always won acclaim, but few could fault the performance in Auckland, where the hosts got the jump on the Springboks with a fast start and then beat them at their own kicking game in rainy conditions. With clearer weather forecasts for Saturday night, Robertson has added a touch of flair, starting 22-year-old Noah Hotham at scrum half and picking uncapped Leroy Carter on the wing in place of the dumped Rico Lohan.
Certainly this playing group, if anything, feels more on edge knowing that the Boks are going to respond to the Eden Park test last week. It's going to be a great occasion again tomorrow night, and we're certainly looking forward to a full crowd at home, and would love to get 2 hands on that Freedom Cup.
South Africa coach Rassie Erasmus is also looking to spark his team with youthful energy, giving 22-year-old fullback Ethan Hooker a first start and axing Willie Leroux after the 36-year-old's muddled game at Eden Park. Another defeat to arch-rivals New Zealand would go down like a lead balloon on the home front and raise questions about whether the aging Springboks' golden era is over after back-to-back World Cup triumphs in 2019 and 2023. But Erasmus is confident his team can bounce back at Wellington Regional Stadium, where they have a solid record in recent outings.
Yeah, I think a lot of emotions obviously throughout the week, knowing that we could have done something special at Eden Park last week, but we didn't. So yeah, I think the boys are obviously, as I said, we had a very good preparation week, and yeah, I think everyone is looking forward to, which is going to be an epic test match, and a lot of young guys and new guys coming in, which brings a lot of excitement, and we've definitely felt that this week, so very good.
Meanwhile, Australia and Argentina geared up today ahead of their sold-out Rugby Championship Test match. With the Wallabies beating the British and Irish Lions in the 3rd test of their series in Sydney, then upsetting South Africa at Ellis Park, home fans are most excited in years. Australia are the 6th in world rankings, 1 ahead of Argentina. Both nations are desperate to finish the season in the top 6 as it secures more favourable draw for the 2027 World Cup in Australia. Argentina are 4th in the Rugby Championship, level with South Africa on 5 points, but can revive their title hopes with victory over the 2nd place Wallabies tomorrow.
The F1 Academy has announced it will hold its first ever rookie test later this month. The all-female series has selected 18 drivers aged between 15 to 21 to drive at Spain's Circuito de Navarra on Thursday, the 18th of September.
Platform for them to demonstrate that they deserve a seat on the F1 Academy grid.
Well, time for a quick commercial break. More action coming right after this. You are watching Other Derana Sports Central. Welcome back to Other Derana Sports Central. We have some football updates lined up now. UEFA announced yesterday that Madrid and Warsaw will host the 2027 Men's and Women's Champions League finals respectively, but European soccer's governing body did not take a decision on request from La Liga and Serie A to play a league match abroad. The executive committee met in Derana yesterday and decided the Men's Champions League final will be played at the Estadio Metropolitano, home of Atletico Madrid, and the venue where Liverpool beat Tottenham Hotspur in the 2019 final. The women's final will be held at the National Stadium in Warsaw. UEFA also announced that its Super Cup match next year will take place in Salzburg, Austria. The 2026 Men's Champions League final will be held at the Puskás Arena in Budapest, while Women's Showpiece match will take place at the Ulleval Stadion in Oslo. Meanwhile, Italy's Football Federation in July gave Serie A the green light to allow AC Milan to take on Como in Perth. Meanwhile, La Liga hopes to move Villarreal's game against Barcelona to Miami in December after the Royal Spanish Football Federation last month approved the request. UEFA said it would consult all stakeholders, including fans, before making a decision on the Serie A and La Liga matches. Meanwhile, England's Football Association brought 74 charges against Chelsea yesterday, alleging breaches of its football agents' regulations, its regulations on working with intermediaries, and third-party investment in player regulations.
The FA said in a statement that the conduct that is the subject of the charges ranges from 2009 to 2022 and primarily relates to events which occurred between the 2010-2011 and 2015-16 playing seasons. The FA did not elaborate on the charges, but Chelsea said the matters were self-reported by the club after the change in ownership in May of 2022. At the time, the London club was owned by Roman Abramovich, but the Russian billionaire put Chelsea up for sale in 2022, following sanctions after Russia's invasion of Ukraine. He completed the sale to an investment group led by Todd Bowley and Clearlake Capital. Chelsea said in a statement that during a thorough due diligence process prior to completion of the purchase, the ownership group became aware of potentially incomplete financial reporting concerning historical transactions and other potential breaches of FA rules. They added that immediately upon the completion of the purchase, the club self-reported these matters to all relevant regulators, including the FA. Moreover, they mentioned that the club has demonstrated unprecedented transparency during this process, including by giving comprehensive access to the club's files and historical data. Chelsea said that they will continue working collaboratively with the FA to conclude this matter as swiftly as possible.
Gianluigi Donnarumma has begun a life at Manchester City following his deadline day from Paris Saint-Germain with an eye on winning the biggest trophies. City signed the Italian goalkeeper for a fee of around 30 million euros on a 5-year deal until June 2030. The Italian number one had been effectively axed from the PSG squad by manager Luis Enrique despite playing an instrumental role in their historic treble-winning campaign last season. The 26-year-old, who captained Italy since Euro 2024, replaces Ederson between the sticks for City, with the Brazilian goalkeeper leaving for Turkey's Fenerbahce. Some updates from the final phases of the Ocean Race Europe. Now, the leaders of the Ocean Race Europe fleet are approaching halfway through the fifth and final leg to Boca Bay, Montenegro, having departed from Genoa, Italy last Sunday.
The 1,600 nautical mile passage has taken them past the Italian island of Pantelleria as they now head east towards Sicily. Team Paprec Arkea, skippered by Johan Richem, leads the way by just a matter of kilometers over rivals Biotherm. Alla Gran Bampe Racing and Team Malizia are also close behind in pursuit of the leading teams. Team Paprec Arkea earned 2 points at the scoring gate for leg 5, which has tightened the overall standings, and now they trail leaders Biotherm by only 10 points as the race reaches its climax. The weather and sea conditions have added an extra element of challenge. The fleet is facing unstable conditions, including sudden squalls, shifting winds and storms, which demand constant attention and rapid adaptation by the crews. In particular, Paprec Arkea described one passage through afternoon thunderstorms where wind speeds jump from about 20 to over 40 knots, testing sail trim and onboard coordination. Biotherm under skipper Paul Melat has shown consistent performance in earlier legs, capitalizing on scoring gates and stage wins to build their advantage. However, with multiple scoring opportunities still in play, including the coastal race finish in Boca Bay, nothing is yet decided, and every mile ahead could swing the final outcome.
Well, that wraps up our final bulletin for this week. We'll stay tuned as we bring you more highlights, actions and all the results, especially from the weekend next Monday. Well, then until then, I'm Vinod Vanusuri, sign off. Have a great weekend and have a very good night.